Hi guys, and welcome to the Stretford Paddock Paper Talk. Good morning to you guys, and we're going to start off basically with the Bruno Fernandez news, moving on to Dybala and Maguire, of course. Now, there's been a lot of reports as well in regards to the outs of Romelu Lukaku, so we're going to go through that, but mainly the ins. We're going into the last week of the transfer window, so of course nothing's really been done since the Aaron Wan-Bissaka deal did happen. First of all, we're just going to have a look at Harry Maguire. It looks like Manchester United haven't met the valuation of Leicester City, who have valued Harry Maguire at 85 million plus 10 million add-ons, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think if you look at in this transfer market now, you do understand someone like Harry Maguire being valued around the 70-80 million mark, especially after you see the influence that Van Dijk had on that Liverpool side, coming from a similar background, a lower team down the table, obviously stepping up in some of those big games, and you'd understand why he was valued around that. But 80 million is a crazy valuation. Manchester United seem to have not met that plus 10 million. So you're looking at paying 95 million. Now, that does question sort of why don't Manchester United line anyone else up? Where's our scouting system at? You could have had someone like Kanate or Kabak lined up around the same price for both players who've impressed in the Bundesliga. Both young players, great on the ball, physically there. So I sort of just don't understand why we've not got other options lined up. I do think that Manchester United were in for De Ligt. We might have even agreed personal terms like many of the top sides in Europe, but unfortunately he did choose Juventus in the end. But I just don't know why I've not lined anyone else up, because we must have thought that we're going to go in 80 million's got to do it for Leicester City. Now, of course, with Leicester, they look like they might be in for Dunk, I think it is, from Brighton. Brighton are waiting to bring someone in as well. So that could sort of be the dominoes effect with that in the next week, and as long as those two clubs make those deals happen, we could see Harry Maguire joining Manchester United. Now, moving on to Bruno Fernandez. It looks like United are interested in Bruno Fernandez, but he's not thought to be their primary target. Now, last time I did speak with you guys about Bruno Fernandes, I did actually say that, I don't feel like we are as interested as some of those reports in Portugal are making us to be. There was nothing really coming from England. Damasio did say that we were close, but he's not had the greatest summer in the transfer window, especially with the transfers outside of Italy. We always know that he is quite reliable from anything within the Serie A. But for me, I do think that we could have contacted, Sporting about Bruno Fernandes. I just don't think we were as interested as some of those Portuguese reports were making us out to be. So unfortunately, I can most likely see him going Spurs, especially if we get Dybala in, because if we do bring Dybala and Bruno Fernandes in, you'd have to, I think, play Dybala as a false nine. You'd need Bruno Fernandes and Pogba to do some heavy defensive work, similar to what Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne do, whilst, keeping up with what they're doing going forward as well. So maybe if we are willing to stick with this 4-2-3-1 and we do land Dybala, we're not going to look at bringing Bruno Fernandes alongside him. That report has obviously come from Sky as well. And like I said, I can see him actually go to Spurs if we are getting Dybala anyways. Now, we're just going to have a quick look at, of course, the Paulo Dybala news, which isn't going away at the moment. He went, I think he was at Turin yesterday. He's just flown back. Obviously, he lasted quite long in the Copa America. So he had his holiday away and he landed yesterday in Turin. He was meant to meet Sarri at the training ground, and I think, obviously when you get back, you do your medical stuff. He didn't do any of that yesterday. And there's been reports from Damasio saying that there's no agreement in place as of yet. But Juventus are willing to sell Dybala and do want Lukaku to come in. Now, we're just going to look at some report from Goal as well, from, I think it's Romeo Agresti. Sorry if I slaughtered his name. He's quite reliable in terms of things that are coming out of Juventus. He's a Turin-based reporter for Goal. He's saying that Manchester United have agreed 9 million. Romelu Lukaku's agreed a 9 million per season fee. He's actually taken a pay cut to join Juventus. So if everything's agreed on Romelu Lukaku's side, it looks like it's just that sort of Dybala and Sarri have got to meet. And I do think it might be just sort of like an explanation as to what has happened with Dybala, because of course, he did want to join. Lukaku did want to join Juventus or Inter Milan. That looks all easy for him. But with Dybala, does he really want to join Manchester United? Is it being forced upon him? I think most of that has come from like Juventus fan pages and close reporters, that are quite biased with their Juventus views as well, that are saying that, Dybala doesn't actually fancy coming to Manchester United. When Allegri was about and there were reports in May that we were linked to him, I did think that, obviously his agent did come out and speak and said that he might be looking for a move away. I did think we might have made some contact at that time, and I won't be surprised if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be looking at someone like Dybala. We've seen us play that false nine role where we've had Lingard and other players sort of occupy that role in the team. And if we do want to play that 4-3-3 with someone as a false nine, sort of what Firmino does for Liverpool, I do think we need better quality in the middle, and Dybala's perfect for that. And I won't be surprised if Ollie's had him on his list, since taking the job over full time in March. We're going to have a quick look as well in regards to some of the negotiations. It looks like Mandzukic could potentially be thrown in. That's coming from the same report from Romeo Agresti. So I won't be surprised if we go in for someone like Mandzukic as a plan B, if you're losing Lukaku, threat in the air, someone that's dominant in the box. I know a lot of people don't rate Lukaku, but in front of goal, his numbers are incredible for what he's done in the Premier League, and I do expect him to go and smash it. Anyways, guys, make sure you get in your comments in as well, because I'm about to have a quick look through. It does look like he wants sort of that explanation from Sarri. Is he going to fit in? If you could choose Fernandes or Dybala, for me, I'd personally go Dybala. Seeing what he did, under Allegri in that season, and the first couple of seasons under Allegri was incredible. Him and Pogba, the numbers that they were putting up were amazing. We've seen him take up a couple of roles where he was playing off the striker. He stepped up in big games in Europe. You look at the Tottenham game at Wembley when Juventus were coming back. Him and Higuain playing off each other really well, which could help someone like Marcus Rashford as well to improve his game. If Dybala becomes that second striker, and he's able to play as a 10 in the 4-2-3-1, I think we could sort of see what, if you remember having, Rooney and Van Persie playing off each other in Sir Alex's last season, sort of Rooney can drop in as a 10 or play as that second striker, and he's hard working as well. I think the only issue that I've seen with Dybala is sort of his intensity, in terms of he does work hard, but I just don't think he picks the right moments to press. It might be more towards, Juve being that side, the more dominant against, most Serie A sides on the ball. Of course, they've got the better players and they're not needing to press as much. But like I said, he stepped up in the big games in Europe. We've seen what he could do. As for Bruno Fernandes, if we're going for a pure 10/second striker, I would rather someone like Dybala to give us that option, even though I do rate Bruno Fernandes. Rasmus says that we're not going to sign anyone, so he's not confident. Are we not going to sign anyone? Or are we wasting time? Hopefully we are. I'd say that we're probably going to get Maguire or Paulo Dybala in by the end of the transfer window. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, those two come in. I'd say that would be quite a step up of what we had last season. Anyways, guys, I'm just going to leave you at that. Make sure you're catching our paper talk as well tomorrow on Stretford Paddock. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and see you guys soon.